Welcome to the Urban Growth Show. It's your boy Chef, the Urban Growth Chef. Sorry about the interruption. I don't know what happened. So, do me a favor. Look down to the bottom right there. There's a chat with me. If you have any questions, ask me as I'm going through the video today. Today we're going to talk about deep water culture and how to start one up. First and foremost, you want to start with your water source. Know what's in your water. By doing that is first and foremost, you can call your water department, ask them what's in there, get you some water tests done at your local pool or your local pool shop, or you can get you a pH pen and a ppm needle pen. I recommend Blue Lab. That's what I use. Blue Lab um, did me well, so I can't complain there. So once you know your water source, then we can start moving to other the other part of it. So this is cost effective. This works, and you use it right in your home, closet grow or in a tent. So what I use is 5 gallon buckets from Lowe's. The darker the color of the bucket, the better you are for light penetration. So I recommend orange, yellow, white, stuff like that. So if you can't find a dark blue or a black or a dark green, you can use spray paint, paint the bucket, or you can use insulation film and cover the bucket. The less light, the better chance you have. Okay, so therefore, using RO water when not to use RO water. Okay, if you use RO water, you have to put back the calcium, magnesium. Not only calcium, magnesium, but you have to put back the boron, the iron, the manganese, and the other parts that plant uses throughout its life cycle. Okay, and what I recommend using on those other elements are is called Most. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Jack Peters' website. It's called Most. Okay, so those of you that are lacking those elements, okay, in your water source or when you use RO water, be sure to use that back. Okay, trust me, save your headache in the long run. So once we figured all that out, right? Next thing we do is get our buckets. Get some quarter-inch tubing. That's what I use. I use one-fourth quarter-inch tubing. And I wish I can have my phone show y'all, but I use an air pump, commercial air pump. It costs about $35. That probably be your biggest expense. Now what you could do is when you buy your 5 gallon bucket, you can use the lids and get a hose saw and cut to wherever lid you're going to use. You can go up to about I think an 8 inch hose saw on these things on the lids on buckets. I prefer to use a 5.5 or 3, or you can go 6. 8, you can do 8, but I mean, yeah. But they also come with these right here. You get these on Amazon. The lid's already made, okay, for the water culture 5 gallon buckets. So get roots looking like this. Okay. So I recommend you getting one of those, save yourself the trouble, the plastic and everything. Running deep water culture, you want to be sterile. Growing anything, you want to be sterile as possible. I keep my equipment sterile. I use 7% alcohol or peroxide and wipes, stuff like that, and I keep it sterile, sanitized before I use it again, put it in the water or whatever I'm doing with it. Okay. You also want to wear gloves when you're messing with your plants. You can carry disease from one plant to the next. You can also have disease in your hand. You don't know what you have. You transplant it to your plant, and yeah, then you got issues going on. Okay, so quarter-inch tubing, air pump, 5 gallon bucket, the net pot lid for the 5 gallon bucket, or you can use the lid for the 5 gallon bucket and use the appropriate hole saw for the net pot. Then talk about the medium for the DWC. You can use grow stones, grow cubes, or you can use hydrogen or lava rocks, which look like this. Okay, the lava rocks. These were here. All I do is when I first get them, I rinse them off really good, wash them really good, soak, drain it off, wash it again. If you're using grow stones, which is fiberglass, you're going to want to soak those overnight in some pH water. Trust me. Okay. So grow cubes is Grodan, rock cubes. You can soak if you want to, you don't have to. Just another medium to keep the plant secure. The plant wants to feel secure, okay? That's point blank period. Now, once we did that, we set it up, You add in an air stone, then you get a large air stone. I use large air stones. Some people use diffuser disc. I like the air stones because they don't get in the way as much. Only time they get in the way when the roots start getting really robust. Okay, um, the disc comes in handy because it sits at the bottom, but I just don't fool with them because it just don't give enough aeration. Simply, it doesn't, and it just pops up and everything else. So the large cylinder stones are better. And each time that you do a new grow, change your tubing, change the stones. It just better. Okay, you can soak the stones, peroxide, bleach with them soap, 24 hours, 48 hours. But however, it's better to just start over. Trust me, I know this. It don't cost you but a couple dollars more to start it over. And that's all you really need to do. Once you pick out your water, you got your tubing, you got your air pump, you got your net pot lid, you got your grow medium that you're going to use to grow in it. That's all you need. That's it. That's simple as that. Now, I prefer to use a T5 lighting LED. It keeps cool. It runs cool. Right? You touch it, you bring it down to the plant as far as you need to go. And one more thing I forgot to mention: if you're doing deep water culture, 75 degrees and under, you want to keep your plant's water temperature. I like to keep my temperatures around in the low 70, high 68, 67 to 70. 75 is pushing it, but when you got to run sterile, UC roots, clear res, H2O2, rock size, almost the same thing, or you can use bennies, which I'm using here back here. So beneficial bacteria, plants love it. Okay, they thrive on it, and you'll see the results. You get results like this. When it's cold, get nice white roots. Okay, beautiful white roots. Plants is big, plants on a week old, sprouting on off the sides. There's gonna be some good clone cuts right there. So, to use bennies or not to use bennies? Well, like I said, if your system is not sterile and you can have a chance of growing pathogens, HydroGuard will get it done. UC Roots will get it done as well as hydrochloric acid, but you cannot run bennies. The only thing you can run in there is Tribus. I've tested it. It's true. You can run Tribus microbes and UC Roots. Anything else you cannot run it because UC Roots will eat it up. So you're wasting your product and wasting your time. Or you put it in there. Or clear res. Same stuff. So remember, water temperature, 68 to 75 degrees. And how do I keep my water temperature at par? I keep it by an AC vent. Okay. Use T5 lighting. It doesn't get off that much heat. And that's that. That's how I keep my water temperature at par. Okay. Now you start going to 75s and 80s, you're asking for trouble, brown roots, unhappy plants, stuff like that. You see down there, those plants are very happy back there. They're thriving, they're doing well. By next week, I'll be able to take some cuttings and start getting those cloned up for the next round and going from there. So here, like I said, you got your 5-gallon buckets, you got your quarter-inch air tubing, net pot 6-inch lids there, got your growing medium there, and over here, feature you have your, you can't really see though, but this the air pump that's pushing the aeration. So the more the dissolved oxygen, the colder water, the more oxygen is available. So I love deep water culture. It's fast. It's effective. If something goes wrong, you can fix it right in there. It's soil. Okay. So I want y'all to do me a favor. If those of you are willing to try deep water culture, um, let's do it by steps. Let's go get a bucket. You can get you a regular aqua air pump. Get you a medium or a large air cylinder stone. Get you quarter-inch tubing, not white, clear, but black tubing. The darker, the better. No algae that can form in your plant. Trust me, you don't want that stuff. It's bad. So that's all you will need. It's some hydro. I just get clay rocks. It's cheap. Get you a 20-liter bag, $10. It's cheap and it works. As you can see. So Once you got that, hook it up, set it up, and go from there. I promise you that you will succeed. If you do everything by step, as I asked. So if you want RO water in it, just know you're taking a chance that you have to add other elements back into the water because you're stripping it for everything it has in there. Okay? So that will be it on the coverage on the deep water culture. I could talk about now the pH of the deep water culture. So therefore, every nutrient is run different. If it's on a 500 scale or a 700 scale, you need to know what your nutrients is on, what scale is on, because it will help you in the long run. Trust me, I know this. So I use um, Jack's Hydro 321. They're on a 500 scale. Okay, so I have Blue Lab pen that reads on a 500 and 700 scale at the same time. So I will have a problem with that. So some very effective pen, less than $70, and it's fully submergible in water as well. Okay, so the range I like to keep my Jack's nutrients in veg is 6.0 to 6.4. Okay, that's where they thrive the best at. Nitrogen, calcium, magnesium, manganese, boron is highly uptake in 6.1 between 6.4. Okay, don't run your plants in the 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8. Okay, some folks say they do it and everything. Every plant responds differently, and every water source is different. Okay, I repeat, every water source is different. I ran 6.0 for a long time. 6.0 is like the ideal point for flower and veg because it hits every point of the elements that it needs to thrive. 6.0. Okay, but I ran that and I had it kind of got me. So I had to run higher, like 6.3, 6.4. I had trees. Okay, so know your water source. Everything's different. Our last water source I was at, 6.0 was perfect. This water source here, 6.0, it's not that I'm loving it. They're loving it 6.3, 6.2, 6.4. As you can see here behind me, it's huge. Okay, by next week, it'll be bigger. So that's it on that. Okay, so you do want to test your pH every day and to make sure it's running stable because it can fluctuate on you, and that's what you don't want. You can get a pH lockout. Plants are hidden deficiencies depending if it goes up and down, up or down. I mean, so yeah, you want to check it. So like I said, the pen is very very handy, and so I like to keep it at a certain temp. So now, what I'm going to suggest is you're going to have to top off your reservoir back there. You're going to top the bucket off. I prefer to use RO water because RO water does keep the pH stable from shifting and adding in more elements from your tap water. Remember, that's the best time to use RO water because it's topping it off. And it will keep the pH very very stable. Trust me, I know this. So that's it, folks. So I hope I answered some questions there. If you have any questions, shoot them down there or send me an email. Follow me on Instagram, urban_grow_chef. That's my Instagram tag name. And now here's the Urban Chef on Instagram. I mean Facebook. So, and then you also follow me here on the tube. So today's the first channel, the Urban Grow Show. Talk about deep water culture, how to set one up, knowing your water source. Make sure you pH and ppm the water and what to use to start up your first DWC. And lights, you can either use LED, turn down all the way, but remember it will create a lot of heat. I prefer a good old LED T5 high output lighting system. It will help you in the water, keeping it cooler. Okay, so um, that's all I have for today. Y'all take care. God bless. Join again.